I would say, I really like just a, simple, rice, beans, kale, maybe some cumin, some cayenne pepper, mix it up and have a nice bowl of delicious food. I think one of the biggest issues, one of the real reasons why we're doing what we're doing is because we all know about the threat of climate change. And it's very big and it's very overwhelming. When you look at the facts and you look at how much we need to kind of change in a short period of time, it can seem impossible. And as we sort of talk about this to each other, if we only focus on how scary it is, then we're never really going to get moving and taking action in the way that we need to. And so our mission at RE-VOLV is to focus on the solutions, is to talk about solar energy in the community, how it can benefit your community, how it can save you money, and how we can lower our carbon emissions, transition to a clean energy economy. And so by focusing on the solutions, by focusing on a simple way for people to get involved, through crowdfunding, through helping organize in their community, and through coming to education events, at these community centers, we can spark conversations about solar and the possibilities that it has, because the possibilities and the future benefits that offers are much more enticing and much more exciting, and that's really where we need to be focusing our energy. So that, to me, is sort of the main driving force behind our work. So RE-VOLV is a nonprofit organization, and what we do is raise money through crowdfunding. So people give us donations, and we pool that money together to finance solar energy projects for nonprofits and cooperatives that serve their community. And those community centers that receive solar from us pay us back over time, and we reinvest that money into more solar energy projects for more community centers. So what we're doing is we're creating a revolving fund for solar energy in the community that's funded by people. Well, I think solar energy became a passion for me when sort of looking at the climate change situation that we face and realizing that in order to really kind of address it as quickly as possible, solar energy is a fantastic tool because it's something that people can put up on their roofs today and start saving money with. And so it's not only an economic tool, it also is an environmental tool, and it has so much benefit to it that it's a no-brainer. And so feeling like we can really start to kind of shift towards a clean energy economy by going solar is really kind of the driving force behind this. So I studied economics and really started looking at the economics of solar and seeing how much policy kind of plays in that. I also studied natural resources and sustainable development, and so sort of got to see more about the planetary crisis that we're in, and realizing that solar is this one of the very few, or just one of a very powerful tool that we can use in this kind of transition that we're in. So I started studying economics and just looking at the fact that if you look at the costs of fossil fuels, which are a limited energy source, it's a finite source of it, the cost continually goes up. Whereas if you look at solar energy, which is a technology where the input is free, the energy from the sun, the technology continually gets cheaper. And so at some point, we're just going to see this graphs cross, and so we'll see that solar will just become much more readily available for people, much more abundant, and much cheaper. And so it seems like from an environmental perspective as well as an economic perspective, solar is the way to go. So we have a few criteria that we look for when we're investigating working with a community. One is that they have to be a 501c3 nonprofit organization or a cooperative. And they have to be sort of in this, in a certain scale of project. So one of the things with solar is that there are a lot of financiers now who will finance residential homes, which is great. People can sign up for solar at home and start saving money on their electric bill. And they also have solar financing for big properties, big commercial rooftops and sort of large scale. But these small to medium scale nonprofits and cooperatives, for a number of reasons, the size of their projects as well as their tax structure, they tend to be left out of the solar financing kind of availability. So we work specifically with those groups that can't otherwise find solar financing. We also want there to be a sort of a community involvement in the organization. So we want an organization that serves the community because part of our big mission is to raise awareness in the community about solar. Our first project was a dance center, and that dance center has 800 students that go there. And so through our outreach and through our solar energy events at the dance center, we're now educating those 800 students and their families about the benefits of solar, and we're hoping to sort of have a ripple effect in the community. The Karelas Community Synagogue came to us after they had read an article about us in the local newspaper about our previous project, and they said, hey, we're a very progressive synagogue, very interfaith, strong commitment to the environment, strong commitment to cleaning, to greening their facility. And so they came to us and said, we've been looking to go solar for a long time, and this sounds like a great idea. We really love the fact, and I think faith communities in general are appreciative of this fact of our model, that it's not just, they're not the only ones benefiting, but that they know that as they pay it back, that it's actually being paid forward to the next community and to the next community. And so there's this element of sort of kind of generosity to it, serving other communities. And so Karelas was very much on board with our model and what we were doing, and they did a great job at kind of helping us with the campaign. It was a great kind of community effort, and we had a really fun time doing the campaign, and now it's a great project, and they're saving a ton of money on their electric bill and also paying for more solar for other communities. And so the way that we raise money for the projects is through crowdfunding. We host campaigns online, fundraising campaigns, and we've used a website called Indiegogo so far. And those campaigns, they last about a month and a half, when we put up a video and we, reach out to the community and to the broader community, to people who care about climate change, people who care about solar energy, and we ask them to contribute. And so we've actually, with our two campaigns that we've had so far, we've raised over $70,000 from over 500 people. And those people come from 32 different states in the US and from 17 different countries around the world. So to us, what's so exciting about this is that we are fulfilling our mission, which is to empower people who care about solar to be able to get involved in a way where they're actually taking action that's meaningful. And they can say, I put in a few bucks, and I got a few friends to put in a few bucks, and now look, there's a solar project, in the community. And it's not just one solar project, but that solar project is going to pay for 3 more solar projects, and those are going to pay for each more, another 3. So I hope that the people who have been involved in the campaigns are feeling, empowered by their participation. So the folks who donate through the crowdfunding campaigns, they get a choice of perks, as they're called, depending on what level they donate at. So so that runs anywhere from a signed book to a tote bag to a solar cell phone charger to a dinner out, things like that. Well, I'm a renter, so so I can't put solar on my house, which is why RE-VOLV is in place, because there are so many. I'll get back to the solar financing in a moment in terms of affording it, but there are a lot of folks that they're renters, or their house is shaded, or their roof is facing the wrong direction, or for whatever reason they can't go solar at home, and so there are efforts, RE-VOLV one of them, where people who can't go solar at home can still say, you know what, I still want to support solar, I want to see more solar being put up, so I'm going to invest my money in this revolving fund, in what we call the solar seed fund. And so they can put their money in, it's a tax deductible donation, and then they know that it's not just funding one project, but it's actually going to be revolved into more and more projects over time. In terms of affordability of solar, for a homeowner that has an available solar roof, there are two options. One is you can pay for it yourself. The other is that you can finance it. So for people who can, in California, the average cost of a solar installation for a residential home is about $10,000, and that will pay itself off in under 10 years. So for folks who can pay that, they're making a really great investment, because you're actually earning a great return, because once your electricity is paid off, once your solar panels are paid off, you're getting free electricity for the rest of that system's lifespan, which is probably between 30 and 40 years. So it's probably the best investment you can make. It also increases the property value of your home and a number of other benefits. However, for most people who don't have that option, they also have the option of going with a solar leasing company or a solar financer, and there's a number of great ones. We partner with a group called Sungevity, and there's also Solar City and Sunrun, and a number of other organizations. And what they do is they come in and say, you can go solar for zero down, don't pay us anything, it's free, and you'll save 15% on your electric bill every month. So for even people who don't really care about the environmental benefits as much as they care about the economic benefits, this is a great opportunity. They can zero down, they don't have to pay anything out of pocket, and they can start saving on their monthly electric bill right now. So I think that for whatever camp you're in, if you have money that you want to kind of put up your own rooftop solar project, then that's a great way to do it. And if you don't, you can have it financed. But I think that the technology is there and the financing is there, and really we all should be looking into it.